Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the water signs and the person on your mind. Water signs, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page. And I thank you so much in advance. Excuse me. Water signs. I hope that you all are doing well and that you had a very happy new year. I decided to change it up a little bit for the beginning of this month since I did some bonus readings last month. So for the water signs, the person on your mind, I did a mini meditation before this reading, and I want to share with you some stuff that I saw. A red bridge or a rusted bridge, that color of rust. A sheriff's star or Texas. So something specifically the shape of the kind of the star of a police officer, but like kind of in older times. I mean, maybe they still wear sheriff stars, but that's specifically what I saw. And then that caused me to see the spurs on boots, specifically cowboy boots. Although I don't know, yeah, I guess cowboy boots. Which then I saw a control panel, and that made me think of Houston and NASA. Blue flowers, a skylight, the smell of pizza, which I do not have pizza anywhere near me right now, so it's very distinct. A zipper, a tortoise shell comb, and a duffel bag or a workout bag. So not particularly, not sure if these are related to the person on your mind, or the person on your mind works at NASA or is in some way a cowboy. I have no idea, but just take a screen cap of that. These may show up in your travels throughout the world. I'm not sure. Maybe they'll show up in this reading, but take it as it resonates. So I'm going to, actually gonna try and keep this open so that I can reference it if I have to. I'm going to pull a card from the Starseed Oracle and do your reading today with the Muse Tarot. So let's get straight to it. Sorry, I need a bigger desk situation. I've decided. All right, for the water signs. Tried to add some lighting over here, but now I'm realizing that it casts shadows, and I'm working on it. I'm working on it. It kind of sucks to have to do readings at night because the lighting is not great. So two cards came out. One is Breadth of the Cosmos. My will to thy will, micromanaging the universe. Very interesting, micromanaging the universe. Could we do such a thing? I bet water signs could. Micromanaging the universe. This is such a stunning image. I just now realized there's a figure here, a girl, and the universe is her costume. And the other card was Jump In, Andromedan Energy, Adventure, Say Yes to Change. We can see two kind of legs and feet sticking out here, kind of jumping into this beautiful eye-looking galaxy. So Jump In makes me think of the Fool energy, and Breadth of the Cosmos actually makes me think of the World card. So perhaps you and your person are ending cycles. I'm actually gonna read it this way. I'm gonna read this as your energy and this as your person's. So we shall see. There are two cards that fell on the ground. I'm not going to pick them up though. They're not upright. So they're just going to sit there. Maybe I'll pull them out at the end. So I'm going to pull 4 cards. First 2 cards will be, sorry, I'm going to pull 8 cards. The first 2 cards will be your energy. The second 2, the person on your mind. Third will be the connection. And the fourth will be advice from Spirit. Okay. So whoever it was that you were thinking of, don't sway from that person. If this reading does not resonate, then it's not your reading. And for some reason, Spirit really wanted me to say that. Don't sway from the original person that you thought of when you turned on this reading. Okay, so sorry, a whole bunch of cards just came out. Can't take them all. So 4 cards on the table. It's 4 more. All right, all done. Okay, so Cancer showed up. Queen of Cups for the energies. Okay, so for your energy, Ace of Materials in reverse, clarified by the 10 of Voices in the upright, 10 of Swords. Materials is Pentacles, Voices is Swords. So let's look at this card in the upright. Really lush and beautiful. Ace of Materials talks about, the word that they just gave me was inception. Inception. Of course, it makes me think of that film by Christopher Nolan, which is probably my favorite film of his. Maybe Memento. But inception is the word. It's like the spark of something. It's like a beginning, a spark, a starting point. Aces bring new from Spirit, and this card is in reverse for you. So there could have been a disappointment for you regarding this person in particular. 10 of Voices is 10 of Swords. That's can be backstabbing and betrayal. Just the ultimate kind of leveling, something that brought you to your knees. You know, when I think of that expression, you see people going through extreme grief. You know, they kind of collapse onto themselves. But there's another way that I look at it when I say brought to your knees, which is brought to prayer, brought to a place of humility and conversing intimately with Spirit, asking for help, guidance, assistance. Relief is what I just heard. Asking for relief. Maybe there's some part of you that understood that you missed out on something. You weren't able to. It's like if you saw a brand new beginning for yourself, there's something that prevented you from being able to capture it. And it's almost worse because you saw it. It was like within your grasp, but you had to say no for some reason, or you couldn't go after it. I'm gonna ask for a clarifier. What was it, Spirit, that the water signs had within their grasp? 2 of Inspiration in the reverse. Directionality, like understanding. It's almost like seeing the end in sight. Like it was so clear to you how things should have turned out. Spirit's giving me a very particular example right now, which is private, but it's elucidating for me. I will tell you that you were so sure that something should have happened a certain way, and when it didn't, it was like the ultimate disappointment because you had expectation. They often say that expectation is what undermines us, right? It's a beautiful, delicate, and agonizing balance in the realm of manifestation, because how do you manifest and then let go? Like, you want to expect that you're going to get what you manifest, but you're not allowed to have an expectation, right? So we have to toe the line very carefully of what it is that we hope and wish and manifest for ourselves, and then allowing spirit to bring that manifestation to us in whatever way is best, as opposed to the way that we think it should be. I'm gonna pull one more. The fact that the 10 of Voices is in the upright is good, though, because you're working through that energy now. Eight of Materials, you're no longer investing in something that didn't turn out to be fruitful. I think that's very wise, right? Because if you saw something and it didn't end up happening for you, there's a part of you that's saying, you know what, it's not spiritual bypassing, but it is an acknowledgement, because you work closely with spirit. At least whoever I'm reading for right now works closely with spirit, because it's an understanding that if we keep going at something and we're met with resistance, it's probably because it's not for us. We have free will, though, and so we have the right and the will to keep going after that thing, and maybe we'll accomplish it. For example, let me give you a very out there example, just because I'm looking at your list and I wrote NASA on here somewhere, right? Let's say I wanted to become an astronaut. I'm 46, so the idea of becoming an astronaut at my age, with my physicality, with absolutely no training, background, or prior interest, seems impossible. But it's only impossible if you tell yourself that it's impossible. Maybe I would still make it out to space, but in a different way. Maybe I would become friends with, what's his name? What's that Amazon guy's name? Jeff Bezos. You know, you never know. He takes people up to space all the time. It's a silly example, and yet you can be the one telling yourself no. Others can tell you no. The thing that I've seen is that people can make the impossible happen. And I'm not going to tell you that you can't do that, but what I am saying right now is that there's a part of you that recognizes that there's a certain beautiful path for you, and whatever this was that caused a lot of grief was not meant for you, and you are now releasing it. It's almost like all of these roses that you could have been juggling, you're just letting them all fall to the ground. It's so interesting, because this is your person. 6 of Materials in reverse, 6 of Pentacles. They're kind of doing the same thing. I don't know who this is to you. Take it as it resonates. Clarified by the 10 of Materials, 10 of Pentacles in reverse. 6 of Materials in the upright talks about working together and investing in something to receive it in return. It's all about reciprocity. What I give, you give. Last time I got this card in a reading, which is not that long ago, I don't feel, I saw this as really dynamic action. Like, the gesture of the body is very open in the heart chakra space, solar plexus. It's almost like expanding so that the electromagnetic field of the heart, your heart and their heart, or their heart and your heart, is touching. Or at least it was. It was. Or they felt that it was. It's in the past for them. With the Ten of Materials in reverse, your person could be feeling at a loss of community, a loss of abundance. Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Materials is the whole package of abundance. Good health, good finances, stable family, solid home life, solid job. And there's something here that is, there's like cracks in the walls. I see cracks in walls. And they're doing their best to kind of patch it up. It's a patchwork job, is what I just heard. Perhaps that's why they have to do something completely different, because whatever it was that they built up, it's no longer serving them in the way that they thought that it would. Four of Materials. This, I would not be surprised if the person on your mind was an earth sign. This is 3 earth cards to describe them right now. Four of Materials talks about holding things very close to the chest. You can understand if they were losing all of this, then they would hold on to whatever it was that was left. And that's precisely what this energy is. I see this like bizarre camel. What? So a camel travels throughout the desert, and it has this uncanny ability to store its reserves of water. Right? So whatever it is that the person on your mind is going through right now, they are feeling in a very lack mentality. They're struggling a little bit. You're struggling too, but like in a different way. Because there's a surrender with this energy. I feel a sense of surrender. And because you have that surrender, because you have that, this is similar. See how similar that is? I just noticed it. Because you experience that surrender, that's when spirit, the universe, kind of envelops you and says, okay, you know, we see that you've tried. We can see that. Now we're going to help you. Right? Whereas your person, I feel as though, because it's earth energy, it's the material world, pentacle energy is all rooted in the 3D. This is like them trying to do it on their own. That's what it, you know, they're not on their own. They have guides, they have their guides, they have their ancestors, but they're not totally connected right now. They want to do everything on their own. You know, but they're understanding, you know, say yes to change. They know that something is not working for them. So it's this recognition. You know, it's all amazing too, because it's like I see you kind of looking up at their situation in a way. Like you can, like you see them, like you're watching all of this unfold. Like if this was up here, you're watching all of this unfold for them. Maybe you can't say anything though. Maybe this is a, you know, they're at a distance, which I could relate. Maybe your person is at a distance and you're seeing that they're struggling. You're dealing with your own level of struggle, but their struggle is different. I almost feel like you're the stronger party between the two of you. not the stronger party, let me put it another way. The more self-aware party, the more spiritually connected, inclined party. In the connection, the Hermit. So you're both kind of, there's a distance between the two of you. And you're both going through a healing process. And that healing process is very unique. It's almost like you're connected, but there's nothing, you can't do the healing for them. You may want to. The Queen of Emotions, Queen of Cups, Cancer energy, but Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, you know? Really wanting to be there for your person. You love your person. I feel a lot of love for this person. There's so much, it's almost like, it's like come down here with, like they're by themselves up here and you're in these like watery realms underneath where everything is so bold. There's so much dimension to your energy. Maybe they're trying to access you. Maybe that's what this leap is about. You know, if this card of them kind of jumping in, maybe it's about this, jumping into this energy. They're still trying to figure it out. Let's see, can I have a clarifier for the Hermit, please? Two cards came out to clarify the Hermit. Three of materials, which talks about co-creation with spirit. Anytime we see braids in tarot renderings in different decks, you know, it's very, you know, interconnected, intertwined. This talks about working together. And the Eight of Inspiration. Inspiration is Wands energy. The Eight of Inspiration is about fast action and fast communication. But things are going kind of slow. And it's so interesting because the card in reverse, right? There's snails down here. In the upright, things are moving very, very slow. This process of hermitude, going through the dark night of the soul, understanding past pain, past hurts, right? You're still dealing with it, although you're nearing completion, at least for this round. We go through several dark nights of the soul throughout our life. I feel like your person is still trying to figure it out. So they're holding on to their material possessions or their material world ideals. And it's almost as like you're giving up the Eight of Materials in reverse. You're just throwing it to the wind, you know, in favor of something a little bit deeper. What is your advice for this connection? Five of Materials in the reverse, 10 of Emotions in reverse. Lots of reversals. I like the Five of Materials in reverse though, because see this, there seems to be some kind of webbing or netting or vibration or something. This looks almost like a stage or a tunnel. The Five of Materials talks about somebody feeling left out. This could have been both of you from each other. This card is in reverse now. So it's almost like, you know, I'm seeing this image of, I saw a video right before I started recording while I was eating dinner of this guy catching a fish, but a very large fish. And Spirit's bringing it to my attention because I see this and it's almost like both you and your person trying to reel each other in. But you know, when you reel a fish in, what happens? You meet resistance. you're working against their own might and speed and, thank you, Spirit, their own resistance. And so it's almost like, I've never been fishing, but this is what I've gleaned from the process, which in certain circumstances you gotta give to get. So you kind of let the line drag out a little bit more to make the fish think that they're getting away, and then you reel them back in. It's this push and pull. It's reminiscent of some particular kinds of relationships, spiritual relationships out there. 10 of, I definitely think that you are both past life soulmates, that's for sure. Whoever this person is. They're not like brand new. I'm gonna quote that line from Friends when Phoebe says she's an old soul and Joey goes, you know, well, what am I? And she goes, oh, you're, I don't remember the line exactly, but she's like, oh, sweetie, you're brand new. You know, that he's a new soul. You guys are not new to each other. 10 of emotions in the reverse is 10 of cups in the reverse. 10 of cups is, you got 2 10s in this reading. Excuse me, 3 10s. 10 of voices, 10 of materials, 10 of emotions. That's a lot of 10s. Lots of things coming to completion. Or at least they're trying to. 10 of emotions is normally bliss, joy, gratitude. It's an absolute, it's everything you could ever want. And I think the advice that Spirit is giving you right now is kind of reassessing, really being sure, because this card clarifies this one. And if I said, oh, this is like you trying to reel the fish in, Spirit is saying, be careful what you're reeling in, right? Because we don't want to bring in, if this is take it as it resonates. If this is a parent, a partner, a sibling, a friend, whatever, definitely a past life soulmate. But are you going to both reel each other in when you're not in a state of of your highest vibration? You guys have to figure that out on your own. And Spirit is kind of saying, if there's a process of patience and you're feeling impatient, I hate this. You know why I hate this? Because this feels like it's, you know, I'm a water sign too. So it feels like Spirit's giving me a very direct message right now, which is, if you're feeling really, really impatient, just remember, you are reeling your person in, but are you reeling them in at their highest vibration? And if you're not, and you know it, then perhaps you need to work on healing yourself a little bit more. Let's clarify this advice from Spirit. One card flipped out, Queen of Voices. Queen of Voices is the Queen of Swords. Whenever I see this card in reverse, it's like you don't even want to look at the truth of something. That's okay. Yeah, that's stubbornness, though, I gotta tell you. Spirit is showing me your stubbornness and perhaps my own. But water signs, you know which one of you this is. You know. You know. So it's okay. When you are ready, you will turn around and look at the truth of things. Right now, you're dealing with your own stuff. It could be too hard. But you're still worried about your person, which is why you're at this reading in the first place. One more card for advice from Spirit. 9 of Voices. You're worried about it. You're really in your head about it. It's almost like you need a vacation, water signs. I can't tell you not to worry about your person, but what I can say is that they're on the brink of discovering something about themselves. Perhaps, you know, the greatest adventure, which is delving into one's own psyche and heart. Spirit is asking you to please simply observe it. Bask in the connection that you have with Spirit right now, and know that you can see from a distance that there is divine intervention. Like, they're being held by Spirit, so you don't have to worry about them. And if they're meant to make their way back to you, they will. That's a tough message, just personally. What's your reading, water signs? I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, water signs.